welcome to my channel. My name is Antibacterial and this is a divestment channel for Black women. So the reason I decided to make this channel is because I've been watching Divested Zealot for about an year or so now, and I realized that from her experiences, the experiences of her viewers and the people she covers stories on, the experience is the same for Black women. No matter your income level, your nationality, where you live, as long as you are surrounded by Black males or as long as you are practicing any form of Black culture, you are at risk as a Black woman. So for that reason, I'd like to make content that applies to all Black women and to help us understand how certain things affect us, or how certain things are derived from African culture, and how these different cultures influence each other and how they all affect us. So for that reason, I think I can start with today's topic, which is about struggle love. Struggle love refers to poor relationships that are just full of troubles, but they are uplifted as a representation of what Black women should strive for, and this is so damaging. So a few weeks ago, Divested Zealot did a live where she showed Black women speaking about the amount of chances they get and the grace and the courtesy they get from the Black community. And someone around the 20-minute mark of that video said that Black women are given more opportunities, courtesy and grace by the Black community, and I realized this was obviously a lie, but it made me remember all the instances where Black males are given a chance to do their absolute worst and are still given the grace of knowing that someone will come to save them, someone will accept them despite it all. So for that reason, I remembered this case that happened almost a decade ago in my home country, involving a certain young woman who found her former classmates living on the streets, drug addicted and possibly mentally ill. She decided she would help him. She decided she would pay for his rehabilitation and take him to, just uplift him. And of course, the media was all over the story. She was celebrated for that, and she was basically seen as a hero. But here's the problem: there are so many drug addicted women in Africa. There are so many mentally ill. There are so many homeless women in Africa. Why is it that she could only help this one male who had so many issues with his life? Because for you to sink to that level, it's not just about money and it's not just about drugs. There are many drug addicts who, we call them high functioning. There are drug addicts who have not stooped to this level. So by the time you get like this, you are not the type of a person who has only one problem. You have several of them. But she overlooked this and decided that she would save him. And that is what that was very surprising. That would have been surprising if she was in another community, but obviously since she is a Black woman, it is not. In fact, her conduct is praised when it comes to Black women. Despite the fact that she is beautiful, she could easily get someone of her caliber who is ready to put his best foot forward and build a better life for them. She has to sacrifice her resources, her time, her effort for this male. And the sad part is, I know many people talk about this, but she's a nurse. Many people talk about how nurses are targeted by these types of males because they buy and for the most part they are paid well, so they tend to be targets of these types of men who want a place to stay or who want to live off a woman. I don't know why they mainly target nurses. Yes, I know they are trained to be nurturing, but you would say the same of teachers. But I think it's because the nurses by far make good money, so they know they can exploit them properly. So anyway, this young woman decided that she would help this man, paid for his rehab, uplifted him, cleaned him up, and helped him. And you have to see that black women always see potential where even these men see none. There are so many men who came across that man and decided not to help him, but somehow she saw something in him that no one else could. Where is his family? Where are his friends? Nobody really knows, because at the level he was at the state he was at, he could not really express himself properly. So you have to ask yourself, well, what is wrong with these males that when they run into trouble, they have no one to help them? They have no one to help them but the random black woman who they'll come across. So for that reason, I'd really like to warn black women against being bullied, manipulated, or coerced into seeing potential in these men where there is none. They have nowhere else to go. 98% of them, they have nowhere else to go. The culture, the black culture, allows them to live like this to a point where black women are expected to always look to uplift these males. But we don't have to do that anymore. Do not feel the need to have to prove something or to relate, because most black women live like this. They might not tell you that, but they found their husbands are somewhere along this spectrum of helplessness. So you need to watch out for people who try to manipulate you into accepting less, or just doing silly things in the name of love, because this is not love, this is idolatry. You know you would never give these types of chances to another woman or a girl. You know that this type of grace is extended solely to black males. So I would like black women to stop with the idolatry, to stop struggling in a one-sided relationship where the unity is only on your end, where you are pulling only from your end, but these males, they offer nothing. So now you have to stretch yourself then, pulling their end as well. You always have to cover for their mistakes. You always have to cover for their failures. Otherwise you are deemed as an okay, there's a phrase they like to use, the good woman. Now you'll be deemed the opposite of that. So don't fall for it, because we know how it ends for the good women. Don't fall for the manipulation that puts you at risk of financial abuse, emotional abuse, and all other types of and all other products of struggle love. So for that reason, okay, I think that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope to do another video next week. I think the next video might be about why black women are fat, or the rise of the African manosphere. I'm not sure yet. Maybe you could leave a comment telling me which video you'd like to see first, because I want to do an in-depth study. So for that, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.